Hello friends, this is Zookeeper. In this tutorial, we will going to learn how to configure high availability multi-node cluster using Zookeeper. For that purpose, I am going to create a new AWS EC2 instance running Ubuntu on top of it. At this moment, I will be creating only one instance and I will configure all the settings like Java, as Hadoop and Zookeeper. I will download all these binaries and I will make all the changes into the environment files. I will make the instance ready. Once all the things is done, I will be shut down this machine and I will clone uh, the AMI and use it to create the rest of the two nodes. Okay, let's just give it a name, group 1. Okay, so first EC2 instance is created. Let's copy the public URI. Save, open. Okay, so I'll log in into the machine, first machine. Okay, do one thing, like each time we have to do sudo su either hyphen for root or for SDFS user, which way I will going to create new user later on. So every time we will have to do this. So to remove this kind of effort, let's do one thing. Let's log in using the root and do view sudo to edit the sudo file. So please give the extra attention over here if you're going to edit the sudoers. We're doing it for SDFS user. Do it and use no password like this. Even for, okay, that's fine. Yes. Okay, so we can see the changes over here. So if I do, so no password entry for user. Okay, okay, since user is not created, so it's no way to do this right away. We'll do it later. Let's clear it. What I'll do, I'll create an alias for root like this. also for SDFS user, which I'll be going to use later on. Okay, let's save it. Okay, sorry, I have not executed this. Okay, so now the alias is working for root. Now we have to do the basic stuff like changing the host name and make the entries of this IP into the etc host file. Let's do it. I will give it Hadoop 1, save it, copy this IP, make the entry in the host file. Save this. Okay, meanwhile, then open multiple sessions because we require to download um, and configure the Java, Zookeeper, and the Hadoop binaries. So we'll require multiple windows to pace up this session. Root. Okay, so this is the binaries, and this is the command to download the latest Java binaries, also to install this machine. This is to download the Hadoop on this machine, and this is for Zookeeper. The latest Zookeeper is 3.9. Okay, so while it's downloading all this binaries and to install this Java, let's configure the rest of the things. Okay, let's add this entries to disable the IPv6. Create the Hadoop group. Created. Add the yarn. I'm not going to pitch and explain much of this because I have done this configuration and settings a lot of time in my previous videos. To save time, I am doing this quickly. To map reducer is not required at the moment, but still let's create it. Clear. To one thing, change it to Hadoop 1. So next time if we connect, him have changed. This is the directories I have created The directory is for Hadoop configurations files, which I will use later on. The Zookeeper, I will copy the Zookeeper binary which I have downloaded into this folder. This is for name node, it's not required anymore. So data node, general node, stamp, Zookeeper, and the required changes like permissions, ownership. Let's do it. Okay, it's my bad. Should we change on? Why it's saying no suspend directory found? Okay, so we have to change the permissions over here. Sorry about that, Option. Okay, so so far we have I guess configured the Java as well. Okay, so latest Java is installed into this EC2 instance, and we have downloaded the binaries of Hadoop as well as the Zookeeper. Let's untar this. Okay, okay, copy all the subdirectories and directories of Zookeeper. to opt yarn Zookeeper folder. That would be our configuration directory of the Zookeeper. And yes, untar of the group is also done. Yes. Okay. Let's copy the Hadoop binding as well to opt yarn Hadoop home directories. Okay, so it's done. Now let's remove these folders because it's no longer needed for us and it will go into consume a lot of space. Great. Again, run this because permissions is changed. So if we have check about the Hadoop and Zookeeper, so it should be something else. Fine, let's check the data directory. Okay, so that also looks good. So let's log in. Exit from here. Also, remember we have done the setting in the bash profile. Mm, come on. This is for SDFS. So if we do the SDFS directly, then we don't require any password. So passwordless we have configured in your sudoers. So it will going to save a lot of time instead of doing sudo and giving the password. Okay, great. Let's go into the Hadoop configuration. Oh, okay. Um, let's make few entries of the Hadoop home directory and the Zookeeper. I have already saved the file to save a lot of time. Here it's Zookeeper home, Hadoop home. The Java bin directory is also, the path is also configured over there, and I have created the alias. I will be using the Hadoop configuration directory as h bin by hbin and sbin is by hsbin. Okay, let's save it. Run this. So if I enter edge, then I should go to the Hadoop configuration directory. If I use hsbin, then spin, and if I use, that is working as expected. Okay, let's start the doing configuration. Um, let's first start the SDFS site.xml. So in this, we will be passing all the information like Zookeeper, um, name services of the cluster, name node 1, name node 2 kind of values we'll provide over here. The application is 3 because I'm using all the 3 nodes for storing the data node. Name node directory. This is name node directory I've created. Cluster services. Name services I'm using Hadoop cluster. This is the name nodes alias, and this is all the informations provider where, including the ports and everything. General nodes location. I'm using all the 3 nodes as to store the general node files. Save this. Open the core site.xml file. Save this. Okay, so here the root cluster information, which is nothing but name service, the time directory and the user and general node kind of information I put over here. Save this file. This is the Hadoop environment. This file. We have seen in this file and about the settings it is used in over here in previous video. I'm not going to spend a lot of time over here. This is Java home, Hadoop configuration directory, Hadoop home, Hadoop log file directory. Okay, let's save this. Let's do the yarn settings. So let's recap everything quickly. So this is the map reduce, which is using a node major using as aux services. This is the class, the scheduler which is assigned. This is the upper and limit boundary for scheduler over here. Since it's 1 GB RAM allocated to this EC2 instance, then I'm using the minimum 512 and max is 756 MB. Node major upper limit I have configured 756 MB, and virtual check I have disabled, and not the virtual memory and physical memory ratio I kept at 4, and this is the name service. Let's say this file. Let's do this for map reduce. In this file there will be information about the map, and it's a wrong file, the information regarding the mapper and reducer jobs, like the kind of memory assigned to it. CP map. So the framework is using yarn, and map reduce, mapper, and reduce how much memories can be assigned. You can mention over here. Job history server I mentioned Hadoop 1 and 2. Let's see this. Okay, so we are good over here. Let's go and make changes in Zookeeper configuration file. Okay, so here there will be a comment. Let's go and edit the. Okay, we have to rename this zoosample.com to zooconf. Okay, think what happened. This will be the data directory which we have created to slash var slash data as Hadoop, SDFS, and then Z Zookeeper. I have the file up and running. This is the location which I was mentioning. And we have created earlier. Last, we have to mention this as information with all the notes. Hadoop 1, 2, 3. Hadoop 2 and 3 I will be creating later on. We'll see in a few while. This is ID. 1, 2, 3. I'll be creating this in slash data SDFS Zookeeper. Okay, so here we have to create one file like my ID and just use one over here as we assign to this and this node is 1. Okay, it's looking good. What else? I guess everything looks good so far. And what about settings? Okay, I think we are good to go. Let's bounce this. Also make the changes into this as well. To call root directly. Let's run this. Okay, power off. So far, as we see, like we have made changes in um, Hadoop configuration file for in core site XML as well as the environment file and in Zookeeper configurations we had made changes. Now we're going to clone this machine and we'll use to create the rest of the other nodes. So it's a stop right now. Let's clone this machine. Create image. It's creating right now. It will take some time. I'm going to pause the recording for the moment. By the time it's done. Okay, so clone is done. So we have this AMI created. Just launch it, and We're going to create two machines using this AMI. Security groups, launch it. So now we'll once the machine is up, we will set up the node equivalence so that we will going to connect each machine's passwordless. So, but this will going to take a lot of time. It's very time taken process in my opinion. Okay, so two machines is up. Let's start the first one. Launch it. Start. Since machine is rebooted, then its public IP would be changed. Name it to Hadoop 2 and to this is Hadoop 3. Also, while it's taking time to getting up, let's remove this AMI because anyway it's going. Let's do it straight and delete this volume snapshot because I'm not going to give chance to incur extra charges since it's a free tier. Okay, let's copy this public DNS and save over here. Do this for Hadoop 2 as well. Save it for Hadoop 3. Copy, paste over here, save it. Also will require the WinSCP. 3, edit, Control V, save, do this for Hadoop 2, copy, edit, Control V, save for Hadoop 1 as well. To do it, same thing. Great. Let's connect it. Hadoop 1. This is Hadoop 2. So we will require to change the hostname. Let's do it right away. So over here. Let's open the host file so that we can make all the entries for first, second, and third node. Let's copy this IP address to over here and mark this to Hadoop 2. Let's open the third window for Hadoop 3. Login as root, change the host name, file. Let's copy this IP and use it over here. Mark this to Hadoop 3. Move hyphen to dot. Okay, let's copy this two entries. Come on. These two entries over here. Let's save this file. Do this for the second one as well. Save this file. Also, let's save this file. Great. Now log in as SDFS. Sorry. Okay, let's clear it. Okay, generate the keygen for the reason why I have configured this. We're not supposed to copy the access key to these three machines, so that we will use this heap here for copying the file, which is the authorized key to rest of the nodes. Ubuntu, copy this over here, change the permission to 777 so that everyone can access it. Do the same for Ubuntu 2. Yes. Copy this over here. Change its permission to 755 777 3 as well. You will come to know why I have done this. Okay, so let's copy. Let's go into SSH and do one thing to push to authorized keys, and if I move this to authorized key, then there is entry for Hadoop 1. Okay, now let's copy the pass key, access key into this location, change the permission to 600. Excuse me. Now we will copy this using this private key and authorized key to Ubuntu Hadoop 2, where this location. Yes, so copy is done for. Okay, we are not sure which machine is this. Duplicate session will show you. Okay, SDFS. Okay, just create another SSH key pair for Hadoop 2 machine. Let's copy both the files, which is key and security key over here, AWS-air, and okay, change mode to 600 to AWS key. Now copy this authorized key using the permission access key to Hadoop 3 machine, to its home directory. Okay, let's copy the authorized as well as the access key from Ubuntu home to SSH directory. Let's move and have check what is inside this. So we can see we have Hadoop 1, Hadoop 2 and Hadoop 3 information. That's great. Change the ownership, change the permission to 600 to the address key and copy this authorized key to Ubuntu Hadoop 3. so file is copied. Let's do the same over here. Come on. So this file would have all the information of the host. I can see this. Let's log into Hadoop one. It will ask you to enter yes. Hadoop 2. Also we have to do more thing because this is having only one. Let's copy. Let's go to SSH. Copy the thresh key to HDFS. Type Hadoop 2 home SSH. Okay. Okay. So far we have done with the user equivalence. So we are no longer needed any password or something to log into any of the cluster node. That's great. Now we have to start the name node, Zookeeper services, the data node. Let's log in to Hadoop 1 first. It's a name node as we are assuming. Clear. Go to spin. Start the general node because all the cluster nodes. Okay, so it started on Hadoop 1. Whatever, whatever Hadoop 2. Let's go to just spin. Okay, so general node is started on Hadoop 2. What about the Hadoop 3? Okay, so general node is started. Let's hop into Hadoop 1 and let's Let's format the name node. Start the name. Start the name node. Sorry, on this machine. Oops, HS pin. Okay, so we have to do bootstrap in standby machine. It will copy all the metadata of this name node to standby. So here we can see as well about to bootstrap standby, which is name node 2, and the name service which we have configured. It's a like of logical name. We have Hadoop cluster. The name node is name node 1. It's a location. This is a space ID, so we can see over here. So it's copied. So the size is 321 byte. Let's start the name node. We started over here. Now we have to start the Zookeeper server services across all the nodes. For that, we have to go to Zookeeper configuration. Mind it for this quorum peer main. It will start once we start the Zookeeper server services. We have to do the same across all the nodes, configured nodes into the cluster. Okay, so as we see, Zookeeper services started. Let's hop into Hadoop 1, which is name node, and now we have to format for Zookeeper failover controller. Let's what happened. says bad argument. Let me check. I forgot to do one thing, and that is um, let's stop this first. The reason why I'm stopping this, because remember we have to do one thing. uh, we have to make over one file. It's one, right? So we have to change this to 2, because it's second node. Not sure this will fix the issue or not, but we have to maybe the configuration is wrong, so we have to change this first. It's stopped right now. Go to start this Zookeeper. Also start the data node. Data node is running. Core MPM main is also running. Do the same for how to as well. Okay, do the same over here to start the data node, because we are running data node on this node as well. Okay, and do this same to So okay, let's format this. Let's check. Okay, so this time it worked. Start the failover controller services. Oh, it's Hado 3. It's my bad. Way I'm running. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I was running this. Says over unknown error. Okay. Do one thing. Let's do the formatting on Node 2 as well. see what happened. Okay, so I can see this um failover controller. Okay, let's check what is the state of node 1. Should be standby and node 2 should be active. Great. What happened with one? Check. So it's running right now. So if I check the status of this, so Hadoop 1 is in standby. The name node 2 is active right now at the moment. Okay, that's great. Okay, what happened if I kill this name node GPS? Name node. So let's kill this. If I kill this, then what would happen? Okay, so it was an standby as we see the name node status, and name node 2 was active. So as I killed name node 2, so name node 1 become active, and 2, what happens? Let's check. It's refusing connection because I had killed. Let's start and have check what happened. Okay, started the name node. Name node started. I also need to start Zookeeper services. Failover control, right? Zookeeper. Now check the status. Should be standby. Name node is active. Let's copy F. Check this over here as well. It should be active. And this is in standby. So friends, it's pretty long video, I guess. Yes, it's 118. So as we have seen so far, like we have configured the multi-node Hadoop cluster running Zookeeper services. Okay, so so far we have created one instance, EC2 instance. We had made all the changes in Zookeeper configuration as well as Hadoop configuration, and we brought down um, the instance and we clone it and we created and up the two nodes and we made the changes, further changes according to the environment, Hadoop 2 and Hadoop 3, and we configured the Zookeeper um, services on that. We ran the um, Zookeeper across all the nodes. We ran the general nodes across all the nodes, available nodes into the cluster. We started the Zookeeper failover controller on node 1 and node 2, and we have also tested um, um, like by killing the name node on the standby node or any of the available nodes, and we checked the status. So we performed the checks as well. Thank you so much for the moment. It's already going to a very long video. Thank you once again. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye. Take care.